This planting season started out early, with a great deal of the crops in our region being planted during April. In fact, the May 1st USDA report showed that Illinois had 66% of the corn in the ground, which was nearly 30% better than the prior 5-year average. No doubt that had us all feeling good about where we stood on May 1st, but more recently we have received a number of questions about the impact of this cool weather on corn development. From an agronomic perspective, when we think about crop development, we typically look at growing degree units. In plants, development is strongly related to the accumulation of temperature units above a threshold or base temperature below which little growth occurs. In the case of corn, growth occurs between 50 and 86 degrees. We can utilize this knowledge to determine and predict different growth stages like emergence, silking, and black layer based on temperature predictions. So where are we at this year? If you had planted on April 20th in Clifton, Illinois, our accumulation through May 17th has totaled 227 GDUs, while the DTN 30-year average was 278, meaning we are 51 GDUs behind. What does it mean to be 51 GDUs behind? During the last 30 years, we typically average around 10 GDUs each day during that time period. A 10 GDU day would look like a day that has a high of 70 degrees and a low of 50 degrees. Meaning we are completely missing approximately 5 70-degree days compared to average. This is why the corn is not growing as we would typically expect. I just did a lot of math and analysis to confirm what you already knew. We are unseasonably cool and lacking sunshine and heat. The real question is, what is the impact to your crop? First and most importantly, don't panic. The crop is behind in development, but we have a long road to go before harvest, and many different variables impact the yield. The corn is acting like it was planted later than it was, but we all know that can change rapidly due to future weather events. If you have corn that is still not emerged or is just trying to, it may be because we haven't had enough GDU accumulation. There have only been 139 GDUs since May 1st, and we typically assume corn needs 120 GDUs to emerge, and that also varies on conditions. Finally, it is still better to have your corn planted, germinated, and emerging. Planting late may not have as large of a yield penalty as we typically expect this year, but some accumulation of GDUs is better than none, and hopefully we will forget about these last few weeks by midsummer. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us if you have questions or think you have issues with one of your fields. There are many variables at stake, and clearly the struggles we incur may not be as simple as temperature alone.